Hello, right, another maker advent, and today, soldering irons. I love soldering, as you can tell by all the kits that I've bought. I didn't start soldering until about 6 years ago, not properly. I had a soldering iron as a kid, but I used it for what kids do, burning stuff. Yeah, I know, it's a waste, but hey ho, it's what I did. I started soldering because of Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi kits were coming out to be soldered back, let's see, when the original Pi 1 was out. Blimey, that's a while ago. And the first iron I bought was from Lidl. It was 10 quid. And it was alright. It actually fixed my TV, which is subsequently broken many years later. It worked, trust me. But since then, I've been using different irons. And I've got a collection of some of them here. I actually have more soldering irons. There's at least one more in a box somewhere. And another one somewhere else. And I've got one coming in the post from China. It's a Pimoroni, which is a RISC-V processor. Yeah, it's a soldering iron with a processor inside it, a CPU. And you can program it in weird, wonderful ways. Anyway, I'm going off the point. Talk about these. Basic, cheap soldering irons. I've got a selection here, cheap and expensive. We'll start with cheap. This one here. About 4 quid from CPC. 25 watt. The tip's precise enough for basic jobs. Let's get it in shot, there you go. And for something on a little bit of kitboard, it's good enough, it'll do the job. Enough heat in it to get joints nice and hot, ready to solder, big joints as well. But also it's quite easy to hold, that's a nice rubberized grip, and you can change the tips really easy with the screw. Top tip, no pun intended. Don't buy the 40 watt version of this, that's the other one that I've got. It burns through tips like anything, it's mad. I did a blog post about it a while back. 25 watt for about 4 quid. If you're just starting out, it's a good buy, not brilliant. If you want cheap, but good. What have I been banging on about all this advent? These are about £4. Well, I've got eBay on the screen here now. £4.45 for a soldering iron, delivered from China. USB powered. Nice precise tip. Works really well, works with USB batteries as well. So if you've got those phone batteries, keep your phone topped up, you can use that. A lot smaller than this, I mean come on. So if you're working with kids, this is a better buy. Easy to transport, easy to store, heats up in 10 seconds, cools down 2 minutes. And it's good for kids' hands as well, small, rather than this hulking thing. Getting a bit more expensive now. Now this is the first proper iron that I bought. The Antex XS25. Got it from Pimoroni many moons ago. Brilliant iron. Really good. Heats up really well, firmly balanced, just untangling this stuff out of shot, dropping something on the floor. Range of tips that just slide on and off. The only problem is the tips to get for this come in packs of like 3 or 4. I only want this one little chisel tip. I don't want the hulking great thing, I want precision. About 30 quid this iron from Pimoroni. Tips for a pack of 3 or 4, 10-15 quid. So this I use for big hulking great joints I need to solder. Let's just put this one so it doesn't slide off the desk. It's sliding off the desk. I'm going to move it out of shot. There we go. But this is one that I use quite a lot. This is a TS100 soldering iron. And it has an OLED screen and it's temperature controlled as well, so I can set the temperature profile, say what temperature I want to go to, sorry I'm out of shot, say what I want to go to, how quickly. I can program custom firmware by micro USB, and it powers from a laptop power supply, which I've got this wonderful case. This does not come with it, this is something else, the case. But I've got one of these. Where's the other end gone? Here it is. So this piece of kit here is from Brian Locke, and it's a USB-C called FlexiFriend. So you plug in USB-C, you plug in this to here, get the right way around. That plugs into your iron, and I can use my laptop power supply for my X390, which is USB-C, to power the iron. Really flexible, really handy. The pine tool I've got coming in the post looks exactly like this. It uses the same tips, of which I've already got a few. Let's try and keep it in shot there, Les. And it uses USB-C. So I'm going to put the two against each other and see which is the best. So, the motto of this tale today: there is no right or wrong soldering iron. It's what you feel comfortable using. I like this one because it's cheap, it's easy to use, it's small. It might not be for you though. You might want big hulking great iron. You might want temperature control. You might want big yellow iron. And if you do, no problem. Choose the iron that is right for you. And that's it for today. Cheers.